Bad Batch Season 3 drops this week, and I have 3 big predictions for this season, and I think you're going to like the last one. Welcome back. Kinda crazy to think that the final season of The Bad Batch is almost here, but since it is, it's time to make some predictions. My first prediction, and this one isn't crazy by any stretch of imagination, but I think this is going to be a very dark season. I think we're going to see some bad things happen to the Bad Batch. Just looking at Star Wars history as far as what we know, we don't see the Bad Batch in the original trilogy. We don't see them in Rebels. We don't see them in Andor. They're not in Rogue One. They're not in Kenobi. Have I missed any other series that we have that are in between? Not sure, but they're not in any of them. So because of that, I don't really think we're going to see all of them, if any, make it out of this season of The Bad Batch. I think it's not going to be a great one for them as far as the future of their story goes. With that being said, I don't think anything's going to happen to Omega. I do think she is going to make it out of this season, but I would not be surprised at all if the remaining members of the Bad Batch end up sacrificing themselves for her. Now, even though I think it is going to be a darker season, I am expecting that classic Star Wars ending of hope. Episode 3 doesn't end great for the good guys, but there's still hope. Episode 5 does not end great for the good guys, but there's hope. I do think that's what we're going to see here as well. There will be some kind of scene at the end of this, even though we've probably just watched all of the main characters die. We're going to have some scene at the end that makes us go, oh, there's still a chance that all this works out. Second, not overly confident about this one, but I could definitely see it happening, and that is that I believe Boba Fett is going to show up in this season. There are a few reasons I'm thinking this. First of all, we have Asajj Ventress returning. Well, Asajj does have a connection with Boba Fett. If you've read Dark Disciple, she hires him out. We have Fennec Shand, who is going to be in this, another Boba Fett connection, and we have Cad Bane, which is another Boba Fett connection. Our heroes are going to have some way to get Omega back from the Empire, and I'm not sure if they're going to go in guns a-blazing and get her on their own. So it would not surprise me at all if they maybe hire some people out to go get Omega. Maybe they hire Asajj brings in Boba Fett. Who knows? I could see that happening. I think it would be really cool to see a young Boba Fett. I also think they could build on that rivalry between Boba Fett and Cad Bane in this season. Maybe just a little battle here or there. I don't know. Maybe Cad Bane wins in this situation. I think anything that can maybe tie it together to other future Star Wars projects is a good thing. So because of that, I would not be surprised at all to see Boba Fett. Also, Boba is a clone, and I think this season is going to be the clones versus the Empire. And so maybe Boba joining forces with his people is something that would make a lot of sense. Let me know what you think about that one in the comments, though. Now for my third prediction, and I think this is the one that most people would be really excited about. I think Darth Vader is going to show up in this season. Honestly, if there is a huge uprising where the clones are fighting against the Empire and the clones are getting the upper hand, I think it would be incredibly strange if Darth Vader did not show up to take care of business. One thing we know when it comes to Star Wars is when there is a situation that the stormtroopers can't handle, we have seen Darth Vader show up and handle said situation, whether it be in the comics, whether it be in that iconic scene in Rogue One. Vader shows up, small doses go a long way. Vader will show up, he will take care of business, he will get out. And I think that is something we could see here as well. I don't really want Vader all throughout this season because, as you know, if Vader enters the picture, he's almost like a vacuum. Everything becomes focused on Vader. Same thing happens with Anakin and Ahsoka. Same thing happens with Luke and the Mandalorian. Has to be very small doses, otherwise it overpowers the show. And I'm thinking we're going to get a small dose of Vader at the end of this season, and I think it's going to go a long way. Let me know what your predictions are in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this, maybe you should check out this video next.